What's up, YouTubians? Gary, VW Jawbreaker. Welcome back to another day, another exciting video. I don't know how exciting it's going to be. Let's just dive into it. So, we have an engine to tear down. This is about 2 years ago we did this. This is a budget build, either 1641 or 1679. I don't remember right offhand. This is for a buddy of mine, Aaron. He's the one who did the wrap on the side of Jawbreaker, which is still holding up amazing because he uses quality stuff. Unfortunately, it's back in the shop. Reason being is, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it if I hold it, but yeah, that actually moves up and down. It's just not good. The in play is not good. So we definitely have something going on inside the case. Again, this was a budget build. He didn't really want to sink much into it. I was a little iffy on the case at the time. Was that the problem? I don't know. We're going to do a quick teardown on this, see what's going on, and give him a prognosis of what we're going to do. I have a feeling he's going to want to go bigger, which, hey, who wants more horsepower? Most people do. So when I do push the crank back and forth, you can see the rear bearing, thrust bearing actually moving in and out of the case a little bit. So that's definitely beat. So first things first, we're just going to go ahead and speed through this real quick, get it opened up, and then I'll bring you guys back and we'll go from there. Well, that's not good. It's a lot of metal in there. Oh boy. It's gonna be fun. I've only got 500-600 miles on it. Actually, it looks dirtier on camera than it does in person. There's cylinders still look good, pistons look good, not too overly carboned. These empty push rods literally just fell apart as soon as I started taking the head off. They're definitely nowhere near as nice as the JC push rod tubes. Not a big fan of them, but maybe we'll try talking into putting some regular push rod tubes in it. So we got this side apart, and we'll do that side. I'll be ready to split the case. Let's get after it. And we have a short block. There we go. Everything looks good so far. Pistons, I mean, they got, a little bit on there. You got 3, 4, 2, and 1. Really not bad at all. Cylinders look good. Again, like 500-700 miles, something like that. Rods have just a smidge play. Book on that one is, I believe, 4 to 16 thousandths. Don't quote me on it. Look up your own specs, but they just all barely have a little bit, which is within spec. I mean, 16 thousandths is a lot of play. These don't even have anywhere close to that, which we knew. We knew. Yeah, makes sense, right? So honestly, the issue is going to be the case and or the bearings, main bearings. So that's what we're going to dive into now, is we'll go ahead and split the case apart, pull the oil pump. You know the deal. Kick it back up in fast motion. All right, we're going to want to reuse the cam and lifters. So we're going to use our lifter retainers. Pop those in there, and that just puts spring pressure on them to hold them in place so they don't fall out. So you can match them back up to the appropriate lubes. Now we need to go ahead and get all the small hardware off all the way around. Then we'll pull the 6 big case nuts in the middle. All right, once you know all of your hardware is off all the way around, including all of your washers, your strainer gasket, everything, verify your clips are good in there for your lifters, and then we'll go ahead and start splitting. And work it slow. Not twerk it, but work it. That's an old video reference. Take yourself a soft mallet, whack the back a little bit, just to make sure. All right, lifter clips are still in. See if we can raise this thing up. Oh, it's coming up. Let me reposition you. Can you see? I think you can. All right, lifter clips are in. Just gently lift her on up, rock her back and forth. And there you go. Lifter stayed in place. I like it. I like it. All right, let me grab the other camera and we'll start showing you. All right, so first things first, everything looks pretty good. This cam bearing came out. That happens sometimes. Cam bearing actually looks really good. Drop that in place. Cam bearings look good. Lifters get a little bit of wear, but they seem flat. Center bearing. Let me grab a paper towel. I'll grab a clean side. Center bearing looks really good. Crank looks good, which is not a brand new crank. So, right here, there you go. Look how loose that is. Yep. It didn't jump the dowel, but man, that thing just got wore out. You see that? I know I can. Yep. All right. Well, definitely going to need some parts for this. Looks like we're going to need line bore, thrust cut, new set of mains, and that's only if he doesn't decide to go something different, which he may. Garbage guys are here. That is an aftermarket cam. That is a C25 cam, which is a nice cam, similar to a W100, but I mean, everything feels really nice on the crank. So it just looks like we had a case issue on this one. And like I said, older video, these were not loose, because I would have not let that go like that. There's no way. There was 4 thousandths of end play on this thing when it left. Did not leak oil from the front when it left. So, I mean, he's only got 500-700 miles on this motor. It's definitely not him. I think it's just an old case issue, and we'll just have to take it from there. So, unfortunately, this budget build did not go very well. So, we'll definitely bring you back shortly. Alright guys, it's the next day. Aaron ended up coming over yesterday, and we kind of went over everything with him. I showed him what all was going on, and he showed up with this. That's the old case right there. But he showed up with an AS41 case already bored for 90.5s. Brand new piston cylinders down there, different set of heads, which we won't be able to use because he wants to maintain his single port heads, because he's got the dual carb set up for it. So we'll go ahead and get these heads cut for 90.5s. We'll go ahead and pull out all the valves, valve springs, everything, get them cleaned up, ready to go. I did do this yesterday, actually late last night. I wanted to check the run out on the crank. A friend of mine, Frank, who's a old machinist and an amazing engine builder, actually said, hey man, there's a chance that that crank was out of whack, and that's why, you know, it could be one of the reasons. So well, it's easier if I just insert this here of what I sent him. All right, we're gonna go ahead and check the run out real quick on this crank. We have the bearing here, the split bearing there. There's no bearing in the back or in the nose. We've got the dial indicator set up on the bearing journal itself. We're going to slowly rotate it over and see how bent the crank might be. I've got to go slow because I probably should have taken the rods off, and if the rods bump, it bumps it. But, well, it bumped. Right about there, it starts to increase just a tad. So basically the crank has only got about 1/1000th run out. So there you go. You've got 1/1000th of an inch run out on this crank. Of course the rods are still on there, but I mean, that's the high spot right there. 1/1000th is nothing, honestly. According to him, I'm no expert. I have 0 run out on the back side. Well, I guess technically that would be the front side. It's the front side of the car, flywheel side. So that's kind of where we're at. We're going to go ahead and open up that other case, check that out. I'm going to take it to a machine shop, have them go ahead and double check everything after I check it out. Make sure it doesn't need to be line board, thrust cut, anything like that. And then we'll go ahead and throw his rotating assembly in it, his heads on it, cam, lifters, all that jazz, and go ahead and get him reassembled and back on the road. So that's kind of the game plan at this present point. And we'll kind of go for there. So I'll take you guys along for the ride. It's going to be a little bit, but we'll definitely get it done. Appreciate you guys being here. Thanks so much for the support. You guys take it easy. Be kind to one another and be good.